Okay, just imagine you're looking for a home for a while now. You can't find anything you like. You turn the corner, you see the perfect home in the perfect setting, and you see the listing agent sign in the yard. Do you call them? I'm going to tell you why that isn't the best idea. All right, the reason why we have a listing agent and a buying agent is because we have representation for both parties. So the listing agent has a fiduciary duty to keep the seller's best interest in mind. Now, if you think about it, the listing agent can't fight for you, the buyer, if you call them directly, because they're representing the seller. Now, I'm not saying that dual agency is uncommon here in Montana because it does happen frequently. However, don't you feel better if you have somebody that represents your best interest? Again, if they're fighting for the seller, they can't fight for you. Now, while dual agency is not uncommon in Montana, and there are situations where it does make sense, a majority of the time I would always recommend to have somebody in your corner, someone that's looking out for your best interest because they're taking on the seller side. Now, with that said, there's a big myth out there that the buyer's agent and the listing agent, they come into contact and into conflict all the time, and that couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, these other agents, whether you're a buying agent or a listing agent, we're all cooperating together. We all use one platform called the MLS, which is the multiple listing service. So the better relationship that I have with either the buyer's agent or the listing agent, the smoother the transaction is going to go, which in turn provides the best experience possible for you, the client. Now, where it becomes caustic is when one party digs their heels in, the other party digs their heels in, and we can't come to a compromise. Unfortunately, no one wins in those situations. In reality, the seller is just trying to sell their home, the buyer is trying to buy their home. But when we can't come to a compromise, the seller doesn't get to sell their home and the buyer doesn't get to buy that home, and all that time is wasted. Now, regardless of which sign you see in the yard, we have multiple different brokerages and agencies throughout Montana. Make sure to call the representative that represents you and the person that has your best interest in mind, because that's going to be the best way to accomplish your goal long term. So whether you're a seller or you're a buyer and you want somebody in your corner looking out for your best interest around every corner, feel free to reach out. I would love to be a resource. Thanks so much for watching.